Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another review here on the Jurassic Park Podcast YouTube channel. Today, we have something a little special here, the Legacy Jurassic World figure, Dr. Ian Malcolm. I am so thrilled to finally have this here on the channel, to take a look at it for the first time, really. You know, I've glanced at it through the case here. It looks like a fun little figure. I might have some things to point out. We'll see, but I also want to say thank you so much to Aaron Beyer, contributor here on the Jurassic Park Podcast, for picking this thing up for me. He saw it out in the stores, and he's like, you know what? My buddy Brad needs one of these things, and yeah. He was right. I do need it. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look, close up here, because there's some fun things. This has the interesting, Jurassic World Legacy Collection packaging. It's nobody's favorite. That's a shame, because it could have been great. And honestly, the imagery is somewhat cool. I enjoy it. It's not obviously anywhere near the level of amazingness as the original Jurassic Park packaging. But, what is? Here we have the T-Rex and the gates that are covered up by the box. So it's obvious, you can't really read it. It's, it is what it is. You all know what's going on. You have a lot of text here for warnings and choking hazards, and rightfully so. There's some certainly small pieces in here and they want to make it known, but I think we all wonder about making it a little less obvious on the front of the packaging. I don't know. So inside the packaging, per all the Legacy figures, we have the, why did I say Gallimimus? It's not a Gallimimus, guys. It's a Compy. Totally not a Gallimimus, but there we have a Compy in the silly pose there, grabbing on. You can tell it's going to grab onto the arm. We got this really cool. I'm so glad that this is something that's included. It's very specific to his character, and Dr. Grant as well, I guess, but we have it here for Ian Malcolm, which is great. The flare, and you got Malcolm there, so that's really cool. So let's see what's on the back. So you got Dr. Ian Malcolm being attacked by a bunch of Compies. So that's fun. I do, like I've said before, I do love the inclusion of the Compies. I think it would have been nice to have other dinosaurs, but I honestly do like the just having more Compies and all these like varied poses and stuff like that. I think it's fun. So I'm glad we have it. We have Jeff Goldblum there, Dr. Ian Malcolm up in the top corner from that moment in the movie where he's got the flare. We've got some fire here on the sides, Jurassic World Legacy Collection, a lot of words here. I said before on the front, I wish there wasn't so many words, but, it is what it is. Let's just dive right in. I always feel bad opening these things because they're nice. I like having a figure in the packaging, but I also want to take them out. So let's go ahead and dive right in here to Dr. Ian Malcolm. This is an interesting figure. It's not exactly Jeff Goldblum, and the glasses are a little silly, but, like that resembles him. There's a little bit of paint on there. These figures are so small, but, I guess you can't help that these days with these 3 3/4 size figures, but there he is. I mean, from the profile, it kind of resembles him. From the front, not so much. It's a little interesting, but it's a fun little figure. So we do have like a nice, chain in there, like he's wearing the necklace in the movie. It looks like the medallion is actually, you probably can't tell there, but yeah, there is a medallion in there. It's painted black. I think it's like a turquoise color in the movie, if I remember correctly. He's got a watch. He's got his belt buckle in there. Some other things to point out. Let's see. He's got different colored shoes, which is nice. A nice little detail there. I mean, yeah, he's got a lot of the same articulation. His arm moves like in a full range here, up and down on the elbow joint. So it twists all around. The legs, let's see, the legs bend up and down just like all the others. You can put them in a truck. or stand them up. And yeah, so, and on the back, like a lot of the figures as well, they all have these like little ID numbers here, and then like some TM, let's see, Amblin, Universal, stuff like that on the back there. It's barely noticeable, but it is there. Let's see, as far as the joints go and the elbows, yeah, I mean, it's obvious, very obvious, but that's what you're going to get with something that's so posable as these guys are, which is, like I've talked about before, it is a nice feature that they are so posable, but it is kind of a detriment to the way they look in a way, and the, I guess the, what do you call it, the strength of the figure itself. So I feel like those will wear down over time, and certainly when it comes to like battles and stuff like that, getting trounced by a T-Rex or something, they will wear down for sure. All right, it took me 45 minutes to focus in on this thing. But the flare here has a little handle on the base. And then it's a nice little touch that it actually focuses in on like a whiter color up here as the smoke is dissipating. So that's cool. I like this thing a lot. It definitely resembles like, you know, something smoking here and flaring up. So I think that is pretty cool. It's definitely got that bubbly look of the smoke kind of billowing off the flare itself. So I like that. I think that's, you know, it's a nice little feature. It's just impossible to focus on because it's so small. I love it though. It's great. Let's see how it works in the hand of Dr. Ian Malcolm. Here we go. There he is. Flare in hand. Hey, 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 hey. I like it. That's pretty cool. So there he is. He's got the compy on him. He's got the flare. What more could you want from him? Dr. Ian Malcolm here. I think this is a fun little figure. It's not the best likeness or anything like that, but, you know, we're talking about coming from the Kenner line, where really none of the likenesses were all that great, to be honest. So I think this is perfectly fine. I'm enjoying it, and certainly when you throw him in a vehicle or have him on a shelf, that's Dr. Ian Malcolm. Look at that. Look at that hairdo. I love it. So, I couldn't do a review of the new figure without looking at one of the older figures here. So here he is, Ian Malcolm himself from the Kenner line here. This is interesting depiction for sure. You know, the face is actually pretty, I don't know. It's honestly not, it's about as close as the new one is to be an Ian Malcolm. So yeah, it's a fun depiction of Ian Malcolm. It's certainly not Jeff Goldblum like the new one is. The glasses are a little wonky as well. The hair is spot on. But, you know, he's got these gloves on. Interesting little gloves here, like he's going to go for a bike ride or something. And he's got his binoculars. You guys remember the binoculars from the movie, right? No? No? Oh, yeah, you remember the big knife that he had, right? No. But what are you going to expect? This is Biker Malcolm. He is ready to roll. He is, you know, part of a bike gang, and that's what you get, you know? So here he is, comparatively to the new Ian Malcolm. So here are the two guys, the two Malcolms. Yeah, neither one really resembles Malcolm. I feel like I kind of like the version of Malcolm that was from the old Kenner line, but yeah, they're both interesting for sure. Neither one is very Malcolm-esque, but you know, you got the black clothes, you got the hair, you got the glasses. That's all you can ask for when it comes to Malcolm. I like it. It's fun. And yeah, so there you have it. There's the Ian Malcolms, how they compare to each other. And also, you know, we should note that this one is certainly a lot more thin and smaller than the old Kenner Malcolm. So you can see here. Let's put them back to back. Yeah, Malcolm and his son Malcolm Jr. So there you go. But there you have it. That is Dr. Ian Malcolm from the new Mattel toy line. It's a fun figure. It's not the best likeness, but that doesn't matter. It's still a cool Ian Malcolm figure, and I'm so happy to finally have him added to the collection, along with Ellie there in the truck, and Grant, and I think Muldoon's in the back seat, and Claire in the front seat. You know, it's a great company of people, and I hope they just continue to expand the original characters, and I hope we get more and more people like Lex Murphy and John Hammond and Dennis Nedry. I'd love to see more characters. Ray Arnold, like all of the characters expanded upon. I think it would be fantastic. So thank you so much for watching this review video. If you want to, head to our iTunes, download the Jurassic Park Podcast. It's a very fun podcast. It's extra long. These are usually short reviews, but our podcasts are usually over an hour to even 2 hours or more sometimes. So if you guys are in the mood to hear a lot about Jurassic Park, download the Jurassic Park Podcast on iTunes and give us a review, 5 stars. Also go to Twitter, follow us at Jurassic Park Pod, on Instagram at Jurassic Park Podcast. Thank you so much for watching us here over on YouTube. We really appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, share these videos around, comment below, and tell us what do you think about this guy here. Are you a fan of the new Malcolm figure, or are you not? Let us know. Thank you again so much for watching, and enjoy.